welcome back, beautiful souls, to another episode. And today I want to share with you this topic: woman, money, and power. Because here lately I've been seeing a lot of videos about the women are not in power if they don't have the money. Do you believe that? Do you believe that we are not in power if we don't have the money? So today I want to talk about that because when I heard that video and saw it, I got angry. I got frustrated. And I remember watching that video from that woman that is a coach. One of them is a life coach. Another one, I think she coaches in business on how to make more money. So she does a lot of inspirational or motivational videos for women to realize that they need to do more. They need to work harder. They need to get another job. They need to be in control because that's the only way that they will be safe. Or it's the only way, what she called it. I remember her saying that a woman with money decides how the game is played. And I thought about it and I was like, oh my goodness. If that video would have came when I did not went through my process of healing, I would have said, yes, that's true. What she's saying, that's how it is. But then I said, no, that's not true. Because the way she said it was the way I was told when I was younger. I remember asking my mom, my grandma, why can we not say what we want? Why can we not put boundaries? And my mother said, because we don't have the money. The ones who decide how to play the game in life is the people who has the money. And my mom, she was an orphan. Her father died when she was very, very young. So all her life, she had to work to have money so she can be safe and be respected. My grandmother, on the other hand, she had to work because she was a widow. And I realized they were bringing those chains to me. I started with my grandmother to her daughter, which is my mom, and my mom to me, and I was passing it along to my daughter, not even realizing that. And the reason it was because my mother, she did not have a male figure in her life. All of her sisters were dependent upon her and her mom too. Because my mom tells me stories of when she was 12, she was working to provide for her mom, for her sisters, and she used to go to work for other wealthy people, which in her village and where I was raised, men were in charge of everything. So my mom said that men will treat her really bad and will not respect her. And so the man who treated her bad, it was the man with wealth. So she associated that the power belongs to the wealthy. And if you don't have the money, then you don't have the power because she was living in poverty. So she associated those things as her reality. And so in her mind, I have to keep working so I can keep myself safe and I can keep my sister safe and my mother safe. And my grandmother was, I have to do something, which is she starts selling clothing. She used to be sewing clothing for people in the village. Because that's one thing that I love about my grandmother. She never gave up. She was an entrepreneur, and I think I that's one of the things that I got from her of not being afraid to step out. But at the same time, the reason why she never expanded, she never really did something much bigger, it was because the fear of it. I can do it only if I have more money. If I don't have the money, then I can't do this. So she only did it to a certain degree. And so my mother learned the same thing. And when she married my father, which my father came from a wealthy family. So my mother thought, okay, by marrying this guy, now I will be safe. Now I don't have to continue to strive in that way. But what happened? When she went into that family, my dad's family did not like her, did not accept her as part of the family. And so there goes again the wound that she did not heal appear again. And so now she said, okay, maybe if I do more for them, they will like me because they're in power, they're in control. So I need to do more for them. So my mother started by getting up very early, working for the whole family. And it was a big family. So my mom used to cook for all of them, and she will eat last and she will eat whatever it was left over. Then my dad started treating her bad. And my mom still in the mindset of I need to do more. She was coming from a wounded family that thought that overgiving it was gonna keep them safe. That until I have the money, I have the voice to put boundaries in my family. That until I have the money, I will have the power. But because I don't have it, I can't speak, I cannot put no boundaries. I cannot defend myself. So I need to have the money to have all of that. So what she did is that she started working. She started working again, harder and harder. And I grew up like that. I grew up seeing that. So my mom used to tell me, if you're not doing something, then you're not useful. You need to get up early. A woman needs to get up early, do more stuff because to make herself useful, and people will see her and people will love her because she's doing something. And I remember her teaching me that when I was 12. She pushed that even more. She told me, if you're going to get married, you need to learn how to cook. You need to learn how to do the things around the house and more to make yourself useful so the person you go into the family, your mother in law, loves you by what she sees that you do. Think about that. Think about what she was saying. Because if you don't do anything and you don't make yourself more useful than everyone else, then you will not be seen. Then people are not going to love you. And then your husband is going to treat you bad. And then they're going to talk about me that I didn't teach you anything. And then your husband is going to leave you. And then you're going to be a lost cause. Imagine that. Being told that every single day. So guess what I did? I always make myself useful. I never stopped. I always continued to help my siblings, to work in the field with my dad, to help her. And anytime I did something, I was waiting for my mother to say, good job. You did it great. I'm going to give you something. I love you. But I never heard that. You know what she used to tell me? That's not enough. You need to get up more early. You need to do better than that. And back then, I did not understand her pain. And even as an adult, when I came to the US, I was so resentful with her. And I said, why do you treat me the way you did? All I want is for you to see me. All I want is to rest. All I want is for you to love me for who I am. But I was never enough for you. And you know why I developed the idea that I wasn't enough? Because I thought being enough, it was measured by the things that I did. And because the things that I did were not enough for her, my mind defined that as I'm not enough as a person. And she always told me, you always gotta continue to strive for more and more and more. And so I always did it. Because I was hoping at some point she will say, great job. That was enough. But she never said it. Neither my dad or my mom said that. I used to get up at 4 in the morning to help my dad in the field with my brother. And then come home and help my mom preparing the food. Because I wanted them to see how much I was doing. Look at me. I got up early, even though I'm a child. I'm only 9 years old. I get up early because you asked me to. And see, I got up and I went and did more. And now I'm coming to help you. But instead, I will get, you got more work to do. I used to go to school, my hands, they were full of food where I was preparing food of charcoal in my eyes and people making fun of me, my classmates, because I was doing everything I could to be seen. But it was not enough. So as an adult, I committed myself to work and work and work and nonstop. And it was times where I had 2 days off. And I would say, no, give me another day to work because I need the money. Because if I have the money, I have the power. Because in my mind, I was thinking, if I send my parents a lot of money, now they're gonna see me. If I help my siblings, now they're gonna see me and they're gonna tell me I'm enough. And I continue to do that. But instead, I will continue to work a little bit more harder. One day, you will have everything you need. One day, you will get to rest. One day, then I got married. And I thought, finally, just like my mom, finally, I'm gonna get to rest. I'm gonna get to be me. I'm gonna get to exercise my voice. No, because my husband turned out to be just like my dad. And I needed that. I needed that to wake up. Sometimes we blame people on why they are the way they are with us, but it's not them, it's us. We attract those kind of people, and we don't attract them because we need to feel pain. We attract them to wake us up, to stop that belief that you are worth it unless you have money. And when he came into my life, I remember I didn't want to talk. My husband spoke for me. Even his family said that she doesn't speak. Why you always got to say what she has to say? And my husband was said, well, she doesn't want to talk. And she always tells me for me to talk for her. When we used to go out to eat, he will order the food that I will eat. Imagine that. He would do the order. Everywhere we went, he will make choices for me because I made that environment like that. And you think it was because I didn't have the money? Because that's what social media said. Those coaches, that's what they said. The woman doesn't have a voice because they don't have the money. That's a lie. The reason why I was in that life, it was because I was told that, because of my trauma, because of my past life, because my mother and my grandmother were trained that way and they trained me that way. And I was in the process of training my daughter that way because I was grabbing a chain that it chained my grandmother. Then she passed it to my mom, and now I was holding on and ready to chain my daughter to think that it was money. And many of us live in that illusion because we don't want to go back and see our pain, because we don't want to admit that the control isn't us, that we are in control of our life. So it's easy to blame someone else. It's easy to say it's someone else's fault and it's someone else's solution. The solution is money. No, the solution is you. You are the solution. Look back. Look at your past. Look at how you were raised and unleash your true potential. You know, when I look back, it was painful. I was in so much pain when I look back. Because, like I just said a few seconds ago, I was resentful with my mom. It was a point that I even told her, I don't want to talk to you no more. Because you just want things for me. And you said because you want to see me succeed, you want to see me do better. But I don't know why you're pushing me like this. And when I started the process of healing, I realized my mom went through so much pain as an orphan, abuse, and her emotional pain, it was so greater that when God allowed me to see that pain, I fall into my knees and I told her, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't understand you. I'm sorry for being selfish and just looking at me. I'm sorry that nobody was there for you. I'm sorry that you were a joyful child and people hurt you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that in your marriage you were looking for safety and that safety was not given to you. I'm sorry that my dad's family treat you badly. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because you thought that your voice, it was through money through wealth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I wasn't able to see the pain earlier. I was not able to understand it. And when my grandmother came to visit me, my husband asked my grandmother, "How was your life when you were younger?" And when my grandmother started sharing with us her life, we realized my grandmother did not know how to teach my mom because she had an even horrible life than my mother. Her life, it was even worse. When my grandmother told us her story, you can hear her voice trembling, her body, her eyes shining with fear, with pain. And my mother never asked her that. My mother never heard that story. I never heard that story. When she was sharing that, I finally understood the whole cycle. I understood that, and I told my mother, "How can you give me love when you were never taught how to love? And how can your mother teach you how to love when she was never told that?" And now I understand it, and now it's up to me to overcome that because it will stop, and it will stop with me. I will not will continue to put that chain on my daughter because now I will do everything I can to break those cycles, the thinking that it's money. It's not money. When you watch those things on social media, be very careful on what you said. Amen. On what you said. Yes, that's how it is. Because some people will say those things and they don't even understand how chained they are themselves. And guess what's happening? They're putting another chain on you. And you're accepting that chain and you even embracing it by saying, Amen. That's how it is. This is how my life is. I dare you, look back of your life. Go back to see where all started. A lot of people say, don't go back. Don't look what you left behind. And I will say that's a lie too. Don't look back to stay there. Look back to do the healing, to do your transformation, because everything that you desire is yours. The desire you have it because God is calling you to something higher. God is calling you to race. But what's not allowing you is the past. It's the chain. Cut that chain because you're meant to fly higher. You meant for a bigger purpose. And that's why you're long for that. Your heart desires that. And God is giving it to you, but you cannot go being the person that believes that money will give you the power. You know who's going to give you the power? The power comes from the creator. He's the one that's going to give you the power, not just give you the power. He's going to give you peace. He's going to give you safety. He's going to give you purpose. He's going to give you mission. He's going to give you the connections. He's going to give you the clarity. He's gonna give you everything you long for. He can give you that, not money. Because even the money, God can give you that. And I'm telling you that because of me, because I went through that. And it's times where I feel like I can't go no more. And I tell God, this is too much pain. I don't want to do this anymore. But then I ask, give me the motivation. Make me feel you again. I want to feel that you are with me walking this road. I don't want to feel alone. I want to feel the clarity, the peace. I want to feel that you are still with me. And guess what? The clarity comes, the motivation comes, the peace comes. And that's how I know money cannot give you the safety. Money cannot give you the power. The power comes from the creator. So be careful with what you hear out there. That is women empowerment. And it's not empowerment, it's disalignment and contradiction that they want to put your true power, they want to put it out. The fire that is in you, those people want to put it out. Don't allow them. Don't allow them to use your power to continue to put more chain on you. Break free. Be free because the creator want you free for what is yours. I'll see you in the next episode because we still have so much more to share. I have many other topics to share. I hope you have an amazing day and keep moving. Don't stop. The power is in you.